The air here is different. It is thin, yet it carries the weight of ages. You feel it the moment you arrive. A quiet reverence hangs over the land, a profound stillness that commands your attention. The sun does not simply shine, it paints the world in strokes of liquid gold and deep theatrical shadow. Every breath is a conscious act, a reminder that you are a guest in a realm perched at the roof of the world. This is Bolivia, a place where the earth seems to speak in a language older than words, a whisper carried on the high-altitude wind that flows over vast, empty plains. This is not a land that rushes. Time itself seems to stretch and breathe more slowly here. The horizon is a constant companion, a stark line separating the impossible blue of the sky from the ochre and rust of the earth. Clouds drift with a deliberate, almost thoughtful pace. They cast immense moving shadows that slide over the landscape like gentle giants. To be here is to learn patience. It is to watch, to listen, and to feel the immense scale of the natural world. A scale that puts one's own existence into a humble, beautiful perspective. The journey begins not with a destination, but with a feeling. It is a sense of stepping into a living painting. The colors are almost too vivid to be real. The deep sapphire blue of a mountain lake, the fiery crimson of quinoa fields, the stark white of a sprawling salt flat. These are not muted tones. They are bold, unapologetic declarations of beauty. The landscape is a masterpiece of high contrast, where every element is defined with a startling clarity that makes you feel as if you are seeing the world for the very first time. Even the silence has a texture. It is not an absence of sound, but a presence. It is the soft rustle of ichu grass in the wind, a sound like a gentle, constant sigh. It is the distant call of a bird, a single clear note that hangs in the crisp air before fading. This is the overture of Bolivia, a subtle symphony that plays for those who are willing to stop and listen. It is an invitation to shed the noise of the outside world and tune into a more ancient, more profound frequency. The land is waiting to tell its story. If you're captivated by the beauty and stories of Bolivia, make sure to subscribe to our channel for more breathtaking journeys and travel inspiration. Join us as we continue to explore the wonders of the world together. One of the most remarkable discoveries in this land is not just its beauty, but its generosity. It is a place that allows you to live, not just visit, on a budget that seems impossible elsewhere. With just $500, a month can unfold not as a period of survival, but of comfortable, enriching existence. This is not about a life of luxury, but a life of richness. The currency here is not just the Boliviano. It is the time, the space, and the freedom that such a modest sum can purchase, allowing one to truly immerse themselves in the rhythm of daily life. Imagine waking up in a simple, clean room, where the rent for the month is less than a single night in a hotel in other parts of the world. The morning sun streams through the window, promising another day of discovery. Your budget allows for this stillness, this lack of urgency. There is no need to rush. You can afford the luxury of time. A short walk leads you to the local market, a vibrant, chaotic symphony of life where your daily sustenance is gathered with a handful of coins. The value of money is redefined here, measured in experiences rather than possessions. This budget is a key that unlocks the door to authentic living. It allows you to eat as the locals do, feasting on hearty soups, fresh bread, and an astonishing variety of potatoes. A delicious, multi-course lunch, the almuerzo, can be found for $1 or $2, shared in a bustling hall filled with the chatter of the community. Instead of being a tourist peering in from the outside, you become a participant. You are not just observing the culture, you are tasting it, living it, breathing it in, day by day, meal by meal. The true wealth of this lifestyle is the freedom from financial anxiety. The constant pressure to earn and spend simply dissolves in the thin mountain air. This frees up an immense amount of mental and emotional energy, which can then be invested in what truly matters: connection, observation, and personal growth. Your $500 becomes a passport, not to a fleeting holiday, but to a deeper understanding of a different way of being. It is a kingdom of contentment, built not on riches, but on simplicity. Beyond the landscapes and the affordability, the true soul of Bolivia resides in its people. There is a warmth here that radiates from the heart, a genuine friendliness that is as breathtaking as any mountain peak. It is seen most beautifully in the women, with their traditional layered skirts or poloras and their iconic bowler hats perched just so. Their faces, weathered by the sun and wind, are maps of their lives, and they break easily into smiles that are both shy and incredibly welcoming, lighting up their entire being. Hospitality is not a transaction. It is an innate part of the culture. A lost look on a street corner will often invite a gentle inquiry, a helping hand offered without a moment's hesitation. You may be invited to share a piece of fruit or a sip of a drink by a complete stranger at a market stall. These are small gestures, but they are profound. They are threads of human connection, woven into the fabric of everyday life. It is a powerful reminder that kindness is a universal language, spoken fluently across this high-altitude nation. The beauty of the Bolivian people is a quiet, dignified strength. You see it in the way they work, with a steady, unhurried rhythm. You hear it in the soft tones of Quechua or Aymara, languages that flow like water. There is a resilience in their eyes, a deep connection to their land and their traditions. To engage with them is to be humbled, to be taught lessons in grace and endurance without a single word being spoken. Their welcome is not loud or ostentatious. It is a quiet, steady presence that makes you feel safe and seen. This human landscape is as rich and varied as the natural one. In the cities, you find a vibrant mix of modern and traditional life. In the countryside, you find communities living in a way that has remained unchanged for generations. In every encounter, there is a story, a history, a piece of a puzzle that makes up this complex and beautiful nation. The greatest treasure a traveler can find here is not a souvenir, but the memory of a shared smile, a moment of connection that transcends language and culture. The landscapes of Bolivia are not merely scenery, they're epic statements. They feel as if they were sculpted by giants and painted by the gods themselves. Consider the Salar de Uyuni, which is, the world's largest salt flat. It's a place that really defies description. After a rain, a thin layer of water transforms the vast expanse of white salt into a perfect mirror, stretching all the way to the horizon. The sky is reflected below, and you find yourself standing in the heavens, almost like you're walking on clouds. There is no up or down, just an endless, breathtaking void of blue and white. It's a place of profound, almost unnerving beauty. Then there are the mountains, the Andes, a jagged spine running through the country. These aren't gentle, rolling hills. They're colossal peaks of rock and ice that tear at the sky, their summits often wreathed in cloud. The colors shift with the light, from deep purple in the pre-dawn gloom to fiery orange at sunset. The sheer scale is, honestly, difficult to comprehend. Valleys plunge into shadow, their depths hiding secrets. Condors, masters of the updrafts, circle effortlessly, their immense wingspans casting fleeting shadows on the slopes below. To stand in their presence is to feel small, yet part of something immense and eternal. Life, tenacious and slow, adapts to these extremes. On the high plains, herds of llamas and alpacas move with an unhurried grace. Their soft, padded feet are perfectly suited to the delicate terrain. They're curious creatures with large, dark eyes that seem to hold a calm wisdom. You can watch them for hours as they graze, their movements a slow, deliberate dance against the backdrop of the vast, empty landscape. They're not just animals, they're spirits of the Altiplano, perfectly in tune with their harsh, beautiful environment. And there are the lakes, jewels set into the rugged land. Lake Titicaca, a vast inland sea of impossible blue, holds a sacred place in the Andean world. Its waters are cold and clear, its shores dotted with small fishing villages. Further south, you find Laguna Colorada, the Red Lagoon. Its waters are stained a deep blood red by algae, a startling contrast to the white borax islands and the flocks of pink flamingos that feed there. It's a surreal, otherworldly scene, a reminder that nature is, without a doubt, the most imaginative artist of all. To truly experience Bolivia, one must learn to listen. The country's soundtrack is one of subtlety and immense power, a composition played by the elements themselves. Stand on a high pass in the Andes, and the first thing you'll notice is the wind. It's a constant presence, a living entity. It whispers through the ichu grass. It howls through rock formations, and it carries the scent of dust and distant rain. It's the breath of the mountains, a sound that is both lonely and profoundly peaceful. It sculpts the land, and, honestly, it clears the mind. The sound of water is the sound of life. You hear it in the gentle lapping of waves on the shores of Lake Titicaca, a rhythmic, meditative pulse that has soothed souls for millennia. You hear it in the roar of a hidden waterfall, its voice echoing through a deep canyon, a testament to the relentless power of nature. You even hear it in the markets, in the gurgle of water being poured into a cup of fresh juice. Each sound is a thread in the acoustic tapestry of the land, a reminder of the preciousness of this vital element in a dry and rugged world. Even the wildlife contributes its own quiet notes to the symphony. It's rarely a cacophony, but rather a series of delicate, isolated sounds. The soft padding of a llama's feet on a dusty track. The sudden, startling chatter of a vizcacha, a rabbit-like creature, as it suns itself on a rock. The almost silent beat of a condor's wings as it soars high overhead, a shadow passing over the sun. These aren't sounds that demand attention. They're rewards for those who are patient and still, little secrets shared by the natural world. And then there is the silence, not the absence of sound, but the deep, resonant stillness of the vast open spaces. On the salt flats at night, under a canopy of stars so bright they seem to touch the ground, the silence is absolute. It's so profound you can hear the beating of your own heart. It is a sound that is both humbling and exhilarating. In this immense quiet, the universe seems to lean in closer, to share its ancient secrets. This is the sound of stillness, and it is perhaps the most powerful sound in all of Bolivia. A journey through Bolivia is not something you leave behind. It's a place that imprints itself upon you, leaving an echo in the soul that resonates long after you have departed. The vivid colors, the immense landscapes, and the profound stillness become a part of your inner world. You find yourself recalling the impossible blue of a mountain lake on a gray day, or the warmth of a stranger's smile when you are feeling lost. The country gives you a new lens through which to see your own world, a new appreciation for simplicity, resilience, and beauty. The suspense of this land lies in its unpredictability and its raw, untamed nature. Around every bend in the road, a new wonder awaits. Will it be a valley filled with surreal rock formations? A flock of flamingos taking flight in a crimson cloud. A sudden hailstorm that turns the world white in a matter of minutes. This constant sense of awe keeps you perpetually in the present moment. You learn to expect the unexpected, to embrace the unknown. It's a thrilling way to live, a reminder that the world is still full of magic and mystery. The greatest souvenir from this journey is not an object, but a feeling. It's the feeling of having touched something ancient and authentic. It's the memory of standing on the roof of the world, feeling the thin air in your lungs and the powerful sun on your face. It's the humility that comes from witnessing the sheer scale and power of the natural world. It's the gratitude for the small acts of kindness that illuminate the profound goodness of humanity. These feelings do not fade. They become a source of strength and wonder. Bolivia does not just offer a destination, it offers a transformation. It challenges your perceptions, expands your heart, and quiets your mind. The slow pace of life, the generosity of its people, and the staggering beauty of its landscapes work together to create an experience that is deeply restorative. You arrive as a visitor, but you leave as a storyteller, forever carrying the whisper of the Altiplano, the warmth of a woven smile, and the echo of a land where beauty and soul meet in a timeless, unforgettable embrace.